Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian. I'm here today at the Rock Island Auction House taking a look at some of the guns they have for sale in the upcoming December 2014 premiere auction. Now, one gun I haven't gotten into very much on the website is the Luger. And the reason for that is that there's an absolutely bewildering variety of Lugers, especially the little minutiae of the different variants. And frankly, it's never something that I've been able to dedicate the time to really truly understand. However, that being said, there are a couple cool variants that I wanted to point out to you guys because, well, they're kind of cool. And you don't have to be a total Luger expert to at least recognize them. So, what I have here is what's known as an American Eagle Test Trials Luger. A lot of people are aware, at least to some extent, of the use of a .45 caliber Luger in U.S. Army trials. Well, that was in 1907. Long before that, back in 1900, the U.S. Army actually ordered 1,000 Lugers in .765 caliber, or .30 Luger, for our infantry and cavalry trials. And they kept the guns for a number of years. Now, they had a bunch of complaints. They did complain that the guns weren't reliable enough, and they didn't like the small caliber. That actually led to Luger developing the 9mm caliber. Now, this was complaints. The U.S. wasn't the only country that was complaining about the small caliber of the .765 Lugers. But the U.S., in conjunction with some others, led to the development of the 9mm cartridge, which Luger then chambered in another batch of pistols. The U.S. military ordered for trial 50 of the 9mm Lugers, and at the same time that the company was making those, the company being DWM, they also manufactured a bunch more 9mm guns for specifically for U.S. commercial export sales. And this is one of the U.S. export American Eagle Lugers. Now let me bring the camera back here and I'll show you why they're called American Eagle Lugers. Alright, so first off, let's take a closer look at this. In some ways, I think this is the more interesting of the two guns, although it's more worn. In fact, that's, to me, part of why it's more interesting. So this is in caliber 7.65mm, that's .30 Luger, which is still available today, by the way. Fiocchi makes it brand new. And the reason that this is called an American Eagle Luger is that the company put this really, actually, pretty darn cool big American crest right on the top of the receiver. Now, they did this because they had done the same thing when they manufactured Swiss Lugers. They'd put a big Swiss crest on there, and the Swiss customers just thought that was really cool and responded very well to it commercially. So the Luger company figured, well, what the heck, we'll make some for the Americans and we'll do the same thing. Now, as I was saying, this particular gun is one of 1,000 that were ordered by the U.S. military for trials. We can check from the serial number that does fall into the right range. They came just as pistols, but there were holsters made for them, actually, by Rock Island Arsenal. You see that right there. No relationship to the Rock Island Auction House other than being in the same city. Rock Island has a long history as one of the U.S. National arsenals, and they manufactured these holsters for the infantry and cavalry trials Lugers. Very cool piece of American history here, I think. It's a combination of German handgun technology and American military testing and interest, something that you really don't see every day, and an aspect of Luger history that a lot of people aren't aware of. Now, the other gun that we were looking at, this is also an American Eagle Luger. So you can see the American Eagle crest there. Exact same crest. This was actually made for commercial sale in the U.S. It is in caliber 9mm, rather a bit larger. Compare the two there. Now, this is also an example of what's known as the fat barrel version. The Luger company, when they were making the American commercial guns, they happened to have a couple hundred of these larger diameter, thicker barrels lying around. And since it was a commercial batch they were making, they just went and used the parts that were available on hand, including these heavier diameter barrels. So it's a subset. That's one of those areas of where we're getting into Luger collecting minutia. So here we have two different and both very interesting examples of the Luger as it appeared in American history specifically. The 9mm one's in a little better shape, but honestly my pick would be this Test Trials one. That light barrel looks pretty cool, and I really like just the idea of this truly honest wear on the gun. This thing went through months of field trials with some infantry or cavalry officer in the U.S. Army. If it could speak, it probably has some interesting stories. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been just the briefest glimpse at the intricacies of Luger collecting. If you're interested in adding any of these to your own personal collection, they are both for sale. Of course, the 7.65 gun comes with its holster. This is an auction house, of course. So if you click on the links below, that will take you to the catalog pages for both of these two guns. You can take a look at the descriptions and the detailed photos, and if you're interested, you can sign up and put in a bid online or come here and see the auction live in person. Thanks for watching and good luck.